This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. Say, are EVs cleaner than ICEs? You bet they are, according to a study from the Argonne National Laboratory. But you have to drive your EV for about a year for it to catch up to a piston-powered car. Manufacturing EVs generates more greenhouse gases than manufacturing ICEs, but EVs are far cleaner while they're being driven. Argonne looked at life cycle emissions, including mining all the metals needed to make cars, all the way through to recycling those cars at the end of their lives. One comparison was between a Tesla Model 3 and a Toyota Corolla. Using the U.S. electric grid, the Model 3 would have to drive 13,500 miles before it was cleaner than the Corolla. In Norway, which uses mostly hydropower to generate electricity, you only have to drive 8,400 miles. And in China, where most electricity comes from coal, you have to drive 78,700 miles. Say, did we just learn where Fisker is going to have Foxconn build its next car, called the Pear? Neither company has announced anything yet, but Auto Forecast Solutions reports it will be built in Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin. That's where Foxconn built a plant with massive state subsidies to make large, flat-screen TVs. But that plan hasn't quite worked out, and state officials are hopping mad with Foxconn. So if that plant starts making electric cars, everyone's going to heave a sigh of relief. Wisconsin gets a return for taxpayers, Foxconn gets a contract to make Fiskers, and Fisker gets its cars. We've seen young retail investors send stock prices soaring for companies like GameStop and AMC Entertainment. It's what they call meme stocks, or the Reddit effect. Large groups of people converge on Reddit to debate which stocks to invest in, especially if they can hurt big investment companies that are shorting those stocks. And now, EV startups are part of the frenzy. Earlier this year, EV stocks shot up fast until the whole tech sector was hit with a correction, EV companies included. But yesterday, we saw some big moves for the EV startups that are facing the biggest challenges. Workhorse shot up nearly 9%. Lordstown and Lucid were up more than 7%. The biggest gains came from Chinese EV companies NIO and XPeng. The big moves have nothing to do with fundamentals like sales or profits. It's all about helping out the underdogs and sticking it to the man. So these stocks could go a lot higher, but if you are a careful investor, you will keep your hands in your pockets and just watch it all flash by.
The world is changing at an ever-increasing pace. No matter what the mode of transportation, there is always the need for an efficient propulsion system. And that's exactly what BorgWarner has been doing since the earliest days of the automotive industry.
We want to know what drives your testing. OTA, connected car, diagnostics, remote testing. Intrepid Control Systems is here to help you work from anywhere. Intrepid Control Systems, driven by your data.
The UAW has another president, Ray Curry, 55 years old, who's currently Secretary-Treasurer of the union. He's going to take over the top spot, and he's the fourth president in 3 years. Current President Rory Gamble is retiring, and his two predecessors are in jail. Curry joined the UAW in 1992 as an assembler at Freightliner Trucks in North Carolina. He also served 3 years on active duty in the U.S. Army and 5 years in the Army Reserves. He's taken over a union that's been rocked by corruption, and he will have to deal with a court-appointed monitor who will oversee the union for the next 6 years. What do you think is the fastest cop car on the road today? You probably did not guess that it's the Ford F-150. But tests done by the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department and by the Michigan State Police clocked the F-150 police responder at 5.4 seconds, going from 0 to 60 miles an hour. That's 1.2 seconds faster than the outgoing F-150 and 0.4 seconds faster than any other vehicle that they tested. Top speed is 120 miles an hour. It does 0 to 100 in 13.1 seconds, and it ran the quarter mile faster than any other cop car. It's powered by a 3.5-liter EcoBoost engine with 500 foot-pounds of torque, so you better be careful. The cops start getting those trucks starting this fall. The London Electric Vehicle Company, which makes those iconic black cabs, unveiled a plug-in hybrid campervan that they call the e-Camper. It's based on a modified version of the company's VN5 delivery van. It's got an all-electric range of 60 miles and more than 300 miles in total range. Some features include an integrated electric kitchenette, a pop-up roof, central folding table, and sleeping spots for up to 4 people. Starting price? More than 62,000 pounds. That's about $86,000, and deliveries begin in the 4th quarter of this year.
Mobility is becoming electric, connected, and autonomous, just like the manufacturing world. But will always be one thing: a reliable partner for our customers.
The age of silicones began at Fokker more than 70 years ago. Whether you're looking for thermal management of battery systems or the protection of electronics, let your innovations be powered by Fokker silicones. Visit us at Fokker.com. E-mobility powered by Fokker silicones.
Well, it's about time we started to see something like this. Automakers keep installing all kinds of safety equipment on cars, which raises the cost of making them. So the insurance company State Farm teamed up with Ford to study the impact of ADAS, Advanced Driver Assistance Systems, on accident claims. Turns out that stuff really works. State Farm is dropping insurance rates up to 20% on Ford, Lincoln, and even Mercury models that go back to 2010. And all that can help defer the cost of adding all that safety technology. Everybody loves convertibles, but not many people buy them. They're expensive and they're inconvenient. When the top is up, it's noisy inside. When the top is down, the traffic noise around you can be deafening. And if you live in the snow belt, you'll never drop the top in the winter. But on a nice summer day, out on a quiet country road, there's nothing better than driving a convertible. We had a BMW M440i come through the Autoline garage, and it reawakened our love for open-air motoring. For one thing, this convertible is so easy to use. The top goes down in seconds at the touch of a button. No latches or levers to deal with. Better still, the structure of this car is impressive. There's virtually no cowl shake, even going over rough railroad crossings. And best of all, this car gets it on. Powered by a turbocharged inline-6 that cranks out 382 horsepower, it goes from quiet cruiser to rocket launcher at a touch of the throttle. It's comfortable inside with soft leather padding anywhere you want to rest an arm or lean a leg, and it comes with all the latest safety and connectivity technology. As well it should. The one we test drove cost almost $75,000. A few critiques: the 8-speed automatic can have some balky downshifts when braking hard from high speed, and the nav system is a little bit fussy when trying to zoom in or out. But it's easy to forget all that when you're cruising down a 2-lane road with next to no traffic, and you can safely look around at your surroundings or even look up at the sky. This is one of those cars that will get you to give up traveling on the highway and seek out all the back roads instead. Hey, before we go, a quick reminder: if you've got any questions about the new Ford Maverick, send them our way. We have the top marketing and engineering execs for the Maverick coming on Autoline After Hours this Thursday. And that wraps up today's report. Thanks for watching.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering, boost your game. Borg-Warner, propulsion solutions that support a clean, energy-efficient world. Scheffler, we pioneer motion. And by Fokker, creating tomorrow's solutions.